I drew out a box for my title, and I began typing in the title that I was going to use. I noticed that the font is a little small, so I increased the size of that to something that was easier to see. Next, I want to put the Spark logo in. To do that, I have to draw out a frame to hold that image. Once that's selected, I go File, Place, and select my image. It's a little on the large side, so I grab the selection tool, double click on the image itself, and you can see how the bounding boxes appear. I can click there, drag it down until it fits within the confines of my box. Next, I wanted to add a rectangle that went across the top. I wanted the color to match the logo down below, so by pressing I to get the eyedropper tool, I selected the yellow color that I had in there as well. I also want this to be feathered a little bit. I don't want it to cover the whole thing. I want it to fade down. So I used the feather tool, feather gradient, and I drew downward while I held the shift key so it would be a perfectly fading gradient. You also notice that this is hiding my text. So I went to the layers, grabbed my rectangle, and dragged it down to the bottom so the text is on top of it. Once I had my gradient in, the only part that was left was to continue entering my text. I used the type tool, I select a font size that was easier to read, and I began entering information. One of the things that you may have noticed is that I had some bullet points or some check boxes. To do that, with the type tool again, I came up to type, special character, symbols, and I could put in a bullet character. Once I had my bullet character in, I can hang over the bullet character, and you notice I can change the glyph. By coming over to the arrow, what I did was I selected the box. And you notice I now have a checkbox in there. With a little bit of practice using InDesign on your own, you too can create a simple template that can be used for any professional development session you want. I hope this tutorial helped you out. Have fun with InDesign.